he say? I have no idea. I honestly don't know. What happened?
He said that it was a more entertainment-based decision, giving people who don't have the speed a better chance to run up front.
Okay. I mean, I think that, I don't know, my opinion, and I told my opinion on Sirius the other day, my opinion is that it does make the races more entertaining. And I do think entertainment is important, and I don't think it's gimmicky at all, because we know that it's coming. I said it there on Tuesday. That it's not a debris caution, right? It's not some mysterious caution that pops up. It's a caution that is determined before we show up to the racetrack, and there's points involved, and you can decide how you want to play your race. It's just another strategy option, in my opinion. We're all entitled to our own opinion. He can think what he wants. That's okay, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I don't think I'm wrong either. It's just kind of an opinion, and you're not gonna make everybody happy. I think we've all learned that at this point.
In regards to an opinion, since you won on dirt here, what do you think of it now, the fact that it's not going to be dirt, but it's going to be concrete?
I never really had a strong opinion either way. I enjoyed the dirt. I really enjoy the concrete. I think this is the best racetrack we go to when it comes to just racing and the fan experience. Because there's not a bad seat in the house, and the racing's good either way. So it doesn't need dirt to be a good race. So I support it either way.
So there wasn't some drivers that went and pushed for it, did you know of?
None that I know of, but I mean, there's some that like this on the din. I mean, listen, we're not racing dirt cars out there, right? We're asphalt cars on dirt, and that's why we had issues with whether it's mud on the windshield or the ductwork and overheating, and like there was issues because we don't have dirt cars. Not to be said that a lot of those issues couldn't be fixed. I'm sure they can be, but I couldn't imagine the project. It's a lot to ask to throw dirt on this place. That's a huge deal. But I mean, hey, like I said, either way it was fun for me. I enjoyed it. I'm glad to say that I was able to win on dirt here. It's a great accomplishment, something really cool that not many can say. So that's neat.
How does this? How does this? Where you are in the points in this situation, what could happen, positive, negative, as it compared to you've been in the championship races before? So, I mean, I know it's more of a stake, obviously, but those are kind of one and dones. And how does that compare to what tomorrow night is for you?
It's similar in a lot of ways because I mean you got to do good. Now this isn't like a must-win situation. It's not the same as Phoenix for that reason. You don't. All the eyes aren't on 4 drivers like it is there. The hype, everything that goes along with it is not the same. But you know we need to run so strong tomorrow night, right? To get through not only on the driver's side but on the owner's side as well. So those things are in the forefront of our mind for sure.
If you advance, how do you think your chances line up in round 2 with Texas, where you did the tire test, Talladega, and the Roval?
I feel okay about it. Texas, I did tire tests. We weren't the greatest there, but we made a lot of progress through while we were there, so I feel much better than what we did if there was no test there. Talladega is anybody's game there. Super speedways haven't been bad for us and been bad for Ford either. I feel good about that. The Roval, you know, I think is okay, and obviously like we just talked about the stage breaks, that changes the way the race can be called and all that. So I feel pretty decent about it. The round after that's going to get harder, but I feel decent about the next round.
You've run well here in the past. How comfortable is it to be 12 points ago?
Well, it's more comfortable than 11. I mean, this is one of our better racetracks. With that said, things happen quickly here, but you know, if you can stay towards the front and you know, have a solid race, score some stage points, that's really what we need to do. You know, there's obviously 2 cars within a point in front of us. So it's just really, really tight. So, you know, you race the cars that you're closest to in points around there, and you keep that up and, you know, throughout the race, understanding where they're at and what's going on and what kind of stage points they were or were not able to get and what we need to do. We just do that.
Looking back at last week, like how much input do you have making the 2 tire call there at the end?
I mean, that decision was made before the race started. And, you know, Paul is really he's the ultimate decision maker on that stuff. But I will say one of Paul's strengths is he does a very good job at understanding, you know, the flow of the race and how things are feeling out, even after we make decisions like that together as a group with the engineers and myself and Paul. We all kind of hash it out and throw a bunch of what ifs out there. But all that can be changed really quickly just on how the flow's going. So ultimately, it was the right call. It gave us a chance to win the race and netted out 10 spots.
What were the lessons learned from this event last year? These Ford or even the Penske cars, obviously a lot of tire issues in this race last year. What were the lessons kind of learned from?
Well, there's some lessons learned, some very confusing lessons that don't quite add up. So the tire is different this year, right? So it should be better from that standpoint, but from the numbers we look at and things that we look at, some of it doesn't quite add up on the reasons why they blew out. So can't say we completely understand it.
So what is that when you're thinking about preparing for this race? Then the unknowns or questions like that, how do you put those aside, or how does that factor into?
We talk about it, but you can't worry about unknowns, right? You can only worry about what you can control, and I don't know if worrying is even the right word, but at least be thinking about it. But yeah, I mean, as far as that stuff, I mean, we made our decisions, we've made our bed pretty much when it comes to how aggressive we're going to be with right front tire usage for the most part, all but air pressure at this point. So we've made our bet at that point. We got to lay in it, and we'll hopefully we made the right decisions.
With as significant of a point swing as last week's pit call was, what's been the morale in the 22 camp this week leading into Bristol? I assume better than had it not.
Oh yeah,
not
absolutely.
happened, right?
Definitely better. Business as usual. I wouldn't say it's any different than the typical weekends. We are a team that really just takes it and move on. What's next? And that's kind of where we're at. Same
Your
stuff.
teammate Ryan did the tire test here in June. Did he have any feedback about how it, laid over down the track or anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say. I mean, yeah, I would talk to him to answer your question, yes, but tests here and races here are completely different.
This is Daniel Hemrick, driver of number 11 Collie Rich Chevrolet. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of those 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.